I'm just gonna follow you guys. I go quick left flash cameras. And we all wear bandanas. Blue haircuts.
What's going on, YouTubers? My name is Robert Serrano Jr. Sorry for this late review. Basically, I would have done this last week, and I would have done it this week as well, but you know, it was about WrestleMania weekend during that time. So, and plus I was working at the same time, so it was very hard and difficult for me to do that. But I'm here now, so let's get started with this. So, welcome everyone to this Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground review. This place was taken back from last week on April 6, 2018, in New Orleans, Louisiana, at the Sugar Mill. It was during WrestleCon, where two companies emerged doing partnerships with each other to do interpromotional type of deal. And when it comes to Lucha Underground, your commentator, Matt Striker. When it comes to your Impact Wrestling commentator, you got Josh Matthews. For your Lucha Underground ring announcer, Melissa Santos. When it comes to your Impact Wrestling ring announcer is Mackenzie Mitchell.
How do I have less help?
So let's get this show on the way. This will be a quick review, basically, folks. Because I'm not gonna have much to say about this show, other than this is an amazing show. It was live on Twitch TV at the time, and you can still watch it on Twitch TV. Just go to Impact Wrestling's Twitch TV channel. You go search for the event of Impact versus Lucha Underground, and you'll see for yourself how good the show was when it comes to a wrestling show. So, that being said, let's get right to the matches that happened here. We had a 6-way dance. It will feature Matanza, Chavo Guerrero Jr., and Jack Evans from Lucha Underground. You also have Moose, the Impact Exhibition Champion Matt Sydal, and Caleb Conley from Impact Wrestling. Now, this is a 6-way dance, every man for himself. So the match happens. Every 6 men in the match did a tremendous job in this match. The highlight of this match so far was Moose and Matanza having a face-off, because because of their size. Despite the fact that Matanza is a small guy, but he's still huge because of how muscular he can be. And Moose, he's obviously the tallest one in the match, but still, he's a powerhouse as well. Yeah, Matanza is a powerhouse, but for those who don't know, hold on a second, let me do something here.
Give me a gun.
Okay, hope you can see me now. If it was difficult to see me, now you can see me. So yeah, so in the end, like I said, everyone was doing their thing. Jack Evans was being a high flyer. Caleb Conley was doing his combo one of his combo strikes. I believe it was to Moose or to Matanza. Chavo Guerrero, he's just Chavo Guerrero always does what Chavo Guerrero does, and he got a nice reaction when it comes to being part of the Guerrero family. Matt Sydal also was doing his thing when it comes to him being a high flyer. And in the end, Matanza gets the win by pinning Caleb Conley with the Wrath of the Gods. And there you go. Matanza wins the match of the 6-way dance. After the match, you got Chavo Guerrero Jr. cutting a promo that Lucha Underground is going to be, with season 4, it's going to be returning this coming June, this summer. I forgot what date it's going to happen, but it's coming back. And they show a trailer of it, and the trailer looks pretty good. And I cannot wait for Lucha Underground season 4 to return, and I cannot wait to do a review right here on YouTube for that too. So, be on the lookout for that one, folks. That'll be coming up real soon. Now we get to the Impact Knockouts champion, Ali, defending her title against Taya Valkyrie. Now it was Ali from Impact Wrestling, and when it comes to Taya Valkyrie, even though she's part of Impact Wrestling, they advertise her to being part of Lucha Underground as Taya. So the match happens, and the match ended up being pretty decent. Ali and Taya Valkyrie did a good storytelling in the match. And in the end, Ali ends up winning the match with not only with a backstabber but a code breaker, a combo type of move to Taya and gets a 3 count in the win. Now this match I disagree with because knowing how Impact Wrestling just put the belt on Ali, there's no way that was gonna have it just lose out of nowhere to Taya Valkyrie. So in my opinion, I would have Ali and Rosemary teaming up against Taya Valkyrie and Su Yung in a tag team match. But that's just me. But still overall still pretty good. But I just disagree with the matchup between Ali versus Taya Valkyrie for the Knockouts Championship title because we knew Ali wasn't going to lose the title anyways. So, but whatever, it is what it is. Then we get to Scott Steiner and Teddy Hart teaming up against OVE, a tag team match that was pretty decent. Teddy Hart did his thing. Scott Steiner, doing Scott Steiner always do. And that's him being the big bad bully daddy, the big Papa Pump. And he's not in his prime anymore, but he can still go. OVE were also doing their thing, obviously. And then in the end, Scott Steiner goes for the Steiner recliner. I believe it was to Jake Crist. And Jake Crist taps out. And your winners were Scott Steiner and Teddy Hart for this tag team match. Yeah, like I said, it was a decent match. And nothing else to say there. Next we get to King Cueno, Drago, and Aerostar from Lucha Underground versus Desmond Xavier, Andrew Everett, and DJ Z from Impact Wrestling in this 6-man tag team match. Now, when it comes to King Cueno, you know him as El Hydro de Fantasma. And yeah, basically when it comes to Triple A and also when it comes to Impact Wrestling, he's Fantasma, but in Lucha Underground he's King Cueno. But the match happens. 6 competitors in this match did pretty well in this match. Basically all 6 of them were obviously high flyers. Aerostar had a nice entrance when it comes to blowing the flame. It was nice. But yeah, like I said, it was a very incredible match between these 6 guys in this 6-man tag team match. And in the end, King Cueno goes for a submission onto Xavier. Andrew Everett, meant to say. I believe it was the. Trying to remember what was the submission move he applied on to make him tap out. Let me find it right now. Oh yeah, it was a Mexican deathlock, and Andrew Everett taps out from it. So yeah, your winners were King Cueno, Drago, and Aerostar. After the match, they all shook hands, on the opponents.
Can we kick him?
And they pull each other over by saying, that was a great match to perform and showing some great sportsmanship, And yeah, there you go. Next we were supposed to get Trevor Lee versus Famous B. Trevor Lee from Impact Wrestling and Famous B from Lucha Underground.
We're talking about
now, for those who don't follow Lucha Underground, when it comes to Famous B, Famous B as a wrestler, he sucks. But basically you have Trevor Lee being copied by Caleb Conley, and Famous B decided to have someone to replace him in this match, and he ends up choosing someone for Lucha Underground, and that's Mario the Morph Martinez. So Mario the Morph Martinez ends up being the replacement for Famous B in this match against Trevor Lee. So now we get Trevor Lee versus Mario the Morph Martinez instead. And the match happens. Match ended up being pretty decent. Caleb Conley at one point got involved. Famous B made sure he didn't get involved that much. And then in the end, Famous B ends up not Famous B. Trevor Lee ends up going for a roll up onto Mario the Morph Martinez and gets the 3 count in the win. So Trevor Lee ends up winning the match. Like I said, the match was pretty decent. Not you'll want to go back to watch again, but pretty decent for what it was. So yeah.
I'm the blonde hair guy.
Then we get to the Impact Knockouts. Not Knockouts. Then we get to the Impact Tag Team Champions, Santana and Ortiz. LAX being copied by Diamante, and they defend the tag titles against Killshot and the Mac from Lucha Underground. Now, like I said before, folks, when it comes to
I hope this
I'm sorry, folks. So as I was saying, when it comes to Ali defending her title, I knew she wasn't gonna lose. And at the same time, when it comes to LAX, with them being tag team champions for Impact Wrestling, I knew they weren't going to lose either. But I was still expecting a good match between these two teams, LAX against Killshot and the Mac. So the match happens, and it ends up being a pretty good match. Despite a few botches in the match, it still didn't take away from the match though. It still was a good match for what it was. So then in the end, LAX ends up winning the match with the Street Sweeper. I believe I was on to Killshot, if I'm not mistaken. I could double check that just to make sure. Yeah, it was on Killshot with the street, like I said, the Street Sweeper, and gets the 3 count in the win.
He took it.
Yeah, so they get the 3 count in the win, so you're winners, and still, your Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions, LAX. And again, also it was a good match. This and there you go. Next we get to Brian Cage versus Eli Drake. So Eli Drake has a promo.
Yo, could you at least give me
I'm
gun?
trying to remember what was the promo that he cut. But also when Cage comes out, basically they did this whole thing with Brian Cage being advertised as being from Lucha Underground, just being called Cage from the 559. And I think got Eli Drake, obviously from representing Impact Wrestling. So Eli Drake has a promo to Brian Cage. I don't remember what he said much on what comes from kind of promo. Maybe because I didn't care about the about promos being cut on the show, because I care about seeing the wrestling. So sure enough, we get to the wrestling match, and ends up being a pretty good solid match between Eli Drake and Cage. I meant to say, I was gonna say I almost said Chris Adonis there, but in the end, Cage goes for a nasty spear to Eli Drake and gets a 3 count in the win. So yeah, Cage is winning the match for representing Lucha Underground as Cage.
Oh my god!
Because he's not a man, he's a machine. I'm just saying. That's his catchphrase, by the way. Yeah, not bad. Then we get to an I Quit match, when it comes to Sami Callihan representing for Lucha Underground as Jeremiah Crane versus a guy for representing Impact Wrestling, Eddie Edwards. And this match was incredible, folks. It was unbelievable. What a I Quit match this was. We had weapons involved. Sami Callihan was bleeding everywhere. Eddie Edwards oh my god, Eddie Edwards basically the key of this match is that you have to beat your opponent to a bloody pulp. Incapacitate your opponent until they can't take no more, and you have to had them say the most humiliating words out of their mouth: "I quit." So at one point Jeremiah Crane was telling him to kiss my ass like that, and then Edwards was telling him kiss my ass, Solomon Crow, basically referencing his old character from WWE NXT, and they got the cross channel NXT because of that. So we get to the end of the match where Jeremiah Crane gets a baseball bat in the chair, placed it on Eddie Edwards to do the spot that he did to Eddie Edwards months ago. Eddie Edwards tried to do it too, by the way, but Jeremiah Crane got the better of him. And I think at one point you had the OVE get involved in the match. I think OVE may have got involved in the match for a little bit. Let me double check this. Yes, they did. OVE did get involved in the match, but Eddie Edwards fights him off.
I was.
And then that's when Jeremiah Crane would go for the baseball bat to the face of Eddie Edwards again with the steel chair on him. Referee tried to make sure that doesn't happen, even though it's an I Quit match. But the referee was trying to do the right thing here, and Sami Callihan decides to knock out the referee with a baseball bat. And then Sami Callihan is Jeremiah Crane. He's playing the character of Jeremiah Crane because he's dressed up like Jeremiah Crane. So he's trying to go for the bat spot, like he did to 8 hours months ago. Also, Don Collins comes in, tells him to don't do it, don't you dare do it. And Jeremiah Crane was getting ready to do it. All of a sudden, Don Collins throws him the towel on behalf of Eddie Edwards for Eddie Edwards to forfeit the match. But then Jeremiah Crane was like, nope, he doesn't care. He's still gonna do it. Also, then Moose comes out for the save, and Jeremiah Crane basically bails from ring out of the ring because I should mention Moose had the steel chair to chase him away basically. So and there you go. So yeah, Jeremiah Crane ends up winning the I Quit match due to Don Collins during the towel for Eddie Edwards based on behalf of Eddie Edwards as a forfeit. And there you go. That was the match. And incredible again, folks. Incredible match between those two. Just hard hitting, and it was a match I will go back to watch again. Then we get to the final match on the card, folks. The main event match. It was supposed to be advertised as a tag team match, where it was supposed to be Alberto El Patron and Pentagon Jr. versus Phoenix and Austin Aries. But then it was changed, folks, because Alberto El Patron no-show this show. So this ends up being a triple threat match instead. And we get to Pentagon Jr. versus Phoenix versus Austin Aries in this triple threat main event match. Because again, Alberto El Patron decided no show. Gino, good show. That tag team title match was my favorite match. It was my favorite too. That match also I'll go back to watch again. There's play matches I will go back to watch again, especially that triple threat main event match that Aries, Phoenix, and Pentagon perform. Yeah, but good comment there, Gino. But yeah, before I talk about the match, let me get to that elephant in the room when it comes to Alberto El Patron, because during the match, the beginning of the match, when they were in there for for a good 1 minute match, you get the crowds from New Orleans chanting "Fuck Del Rio," because he no-show this event. Now here's the thing: he was there earlier on that day to do a press conference for for this whole build-up between Austin Aries versus Alberto El Patron for the first time ever for Impact Wrestling's Impact pay-per-view called Redemption, and they had an altercation, which it was supposed to be storyline, it's a storyline that to build up for their match for the pay-per-view.
I know last time.
And then he decided to no-show, and the excuse of why he said there's no show is because he had some type of family emergency or whatever. And I see myself, well, if that was the case, Alberto El Patron, then why didn't you call Impact Wrestling to tell them why you no-show that? Why couldn't you call them up to tell them that? So here's what happened, folks. Because he no-show, and because he didn't call them to let them know why he didn't show up there, when it comes to be part of this wrestling event, Impact Wrestling did the right thing, and they fired Alberto El Patron. So he's now no longer working for Impact Wrestling. Now he's back in AAA, and who knows? Maybe he might go back to WWE. Because he wants to go back to WWE, because on that day, of what I heard, he was with Rey Mysterio Jr. to Stamford, Connecticut, at WWE headquarters basically. So there you go, folks.
Oh, he gave it to me.
That's one of the reasons why he didn't show up. Other reasons why he didn't show up either. But
You said if it's purple, it's
I just want to say one thing about Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron, whatever the fuck he wants to be called.
Wait, what is that goal?
He should be ashamed of himself.
You see that?
How the fuck you not gonna show up to what you were supposed to be scheduled to show up at an event that the company has advertised you to be part of? Not only you let the wrestlers down, you let the company down, you let the fans down by not showing up, and not even bother calling the company to let them know why you couldn't show up.
We all knew it.
And then he talked about in his interview afterwards, saying that he didn't show up because it was family. He had to deal with some family emergency or something like that, whatever. Again, he should have called the company about that, because if that was the case, if he did call the company about that, the company would understand that situation, and he still would have had a job. But because he didn't call the company for that, the company did the right thing and decided to fire him. So yeah, I'm on Impact Wrestling side with this one for doing the right thing and firing this dumbass.
He's so ghetto.
So yeah, I agree with the fans from New Orleans for that WrestleCon event for Impact versus Lucha Underground. Fuck Del Rio. You don't just decide to not show up, and then later on say, "Oh, I couldn't show up because my family family emergency or that whatever bullshit he came up with." You should have called the company about that first. You should have called them up to let them know why you couldn't show up, why you didn't no show. And he failed to do that. And here's another thing. How stupid WWE looks right now. And yeah, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm letting you know right now. Because WWE, how stupid do you feel? How you look right now? Doing this whole storyline with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the WrestleMania build-up, saying basically have Roman Reigns out there saying, Roman Reigns, I'm here every week. Where's Brock Lesnar? He's supposed to be here, and he didn't show up. And the whole thing with Brock Lesnar saying Brock Lesnar didn't show up for work tonight and whatever. And he says, if you don't show up for work, you'll be fired. Well, guess what? Brock Lesnar didn't get fired because he's still there. Because what WWE was doing with the whole thing where Brock Lesnar not showing up to work is part of the storyline. What Abatron did for not showing up to work for real, he ended up being fired for real. So how does WWE look so stupid right now by doing that storyline with Roman Reigns, by saying Brock Lesnar didn't show up to work and blah 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 blah, just to try to get Roman Reigns over of a stupid storyline, for leading up to WrestleMania, where the build-up is all about Roman Reigns talking about how Brock Lesnar is not showing up and everything, where it's supposed to be about the championship. So yeah, and they still haven't learned their lessons for that one too, because after happened at the WrestleMania. But I'll do that review tomorrow, and I'll talk more about that when I do the WrestleMania review later. But yeah, again, fuck Del Rio, fuck Patron, whatever he wants to be called. To me, he should be showing himself that he should be going back to wearing a luchador mask, the highest his face of shame. And if you don't you don't show a wrestling event like that, you don't belong in the wrestling business. So that being said, moving on to his main event match that we can move on without El Patron, because fuck him at the end of the day. So, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, and Austin Aries perform a great main event match. Awesome main event match, triple threat match type of deal. In the end, Pentagon Jr. is winning by pinning Phoenix with the Canadian not the Canadian, I meant to say the what was it called again? Well, I was gonna say the Mexican driver, but it's the Pentagon driver, basically the package power driver type of deal, onto Phoenix and gets the win. And there you go. And that match was again incredible. So that being said, let's go back to the matches again. So I'll give you my star ratings of the matches, and I'll give my overall star rating of how I felt about this event. So here we go. Matanza defeat Chavo Guerrero Jr., Caleb Conley, Jack Evans, Moose, and Matt Sydal, with Matanza pinning Caleb Conley. I'll give this match 3 stars. A very good match. Ali defeats Taya Valkyrie to retain her title. I'll give this match a 2. In fact, I'll give it a 2.5. Scott Steiner and Teddy Hart defeats OVE.
Where are you guys?
I'll give this match a 2.
Kai,
It was decent. King Koino, Drago, and Aerostar defeat Desmond Xavier, Andrew Everett, and DJ-Z. Good match. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Trevor Lee defeats Mario Martinez. I'm gonna give this match a 2.9. It could have been better, but I'll give it 2.9 though. It was solid. LAX defeat Killshot and the Mac to retain their tag titles. The match itself, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I'm not gonna take away all the a few botches that happened in the match, but yeah, that because it didn't really take away from the match though. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Brian Cage defeat Eli Drake in a solid match, so I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Jeremiah Crane defeats Eddie Edwards in an I Quit match because of Don Collins doing Dog Collins meant to say in the towel on behalf of Eddie Edwards, who couldn't respond anyway. So yeah, Jeremiah Crane wins. Who's Sammy Callahan, but basically. So I'm gonna give this one a 4 stars too. And finally, Pentagon Jr. defeats Phoenix and and Austin Aries, with Pentagon Jr. pinning Phoenix in this triple threat match. So I'm gonna give this match a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Of course, it was an incredible show, folks. Very, very good show for their events for WrestleCon in New Orleans. But when it comes to Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground. So there you go. And with that being said, folks, thank you all for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., and I am the Natural Born Driller. Please subscribe. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this review, you can give it a thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever works out for you. The choice is yours. There you go. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all after this one for the WWE Hall of Fame review, class of 2018. So, with that being said, I'll see you all in a few minutes. Y'all take care, and peace on the streets.